Good evening, everyone. If you have a zero bell, let's ring that bell at your tables. Let's go. Welcome to the Bold Blue Awards program at Zero Summit. Yeah! That is fantastic. I'm going to do that again because that was just so much. Hold on. One more time. Let's go! Woo! I love it. Good evening. I'm Brian Bragg. I am Zero's Chief Mission Officer, and I'm thrilled to be one of your co-MCs for this year's Bold for Blue Awards program, along with Zero's Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, Cherie Barras. I'm gonna ring that bell all night. Okay, it's wonderful to have all of you here in the room together, to be together tonight. It is a celebration of you, our advocates, our volunteers, our fundraisers, everyone who is making an impact in our work to end prostate cancer. Tonight, we'll be presenting awards to our top fundraisers, as well as our Health Equity Award and our Hope Award. Cherie.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. We have an exciting night ahead. I'd like to welcome Zero's President and CEO, Courtney Bugler, to open up the awards tonight.
Hi, everyone. You guys know me better than that. Let's try that again. Hi, everybody. There we go. I am so honored to stand before you tonight for the second time. It's really amazing when I get to come to these events now. I've been at Zero about 18 months, and I am now on the second of everything. And when we get to the second one, we get to really mark the passage of time and how far we've come. And as I reflect on the last year, one word comes to mind, and that is transformation. The beauty of it, the power of it, the challenge of it, and the promise it holds for the future. And because of your hard work and unwavering dedication, Zero is inspired to dream bigger and reach higher. I want to ask a couple questions. Who is here for the first time? Stand up. Who is here for the second time? Nope, keep standing, keep standing. You don't get away with that. Second time? Who has been here from 2 to 5 times before? All right. And who has been here from 5 to 9 times before? And what about those of you who have been here over 10 years? There we go. Give yourselves that round of applause. Thank you. We are here because of you and all of the commitment that you have to Zero, to your communities, to change. And I want to tell you a little bit about the transformation we've had in the past year at Zero. I stood before you almost 365 days ago and told you that we had to be bigger, that we had to be bolder and louder. Alrighty, there we go. We knew that we needed to be more. So we started at Zero and we took an honest look at ourselves and we asked some tough questions. We asked, what does our community need the most? How do we create the most important and greatest impact we can? And how can we rise to meet this pivotal moment when our mission has never mattered more? And the Zero today is different than the Zero when I arrived. There are a lot of new faces in the room. Both some of you are here for the first time, as well as our Zero staff. So if I could ask Zero staff to stand for a minute. Come on, there you go. Over half of them were not here a year ago. and some of them weren't even here about 2 weeks ago. So those of you who are brand new, be sure you give them a warm welcome. I also want to thank these folks because they have really transformed this organization to help make what seemed impossible feel possible. Oh. Speaking of leaders, I want to thank our board. Board, if I could ask you to stand, including our brand new board members. This group has just spent about 2 days locked into a room over there with no light and no windows. And they have been thinking bigger, they have been pushing boundaries, and they have been ambitious like never before. And what we are doing is not possible without their support and their vision and their leadership. They are volunteers just like you. They give of their time, their talent, their treasure, their connections, their passion, and they give of themselves each and every day. And in a year where we have seen so much change at Zero, I am personally very grateful to all of you because we follow your lead. So thank you. As a result of this need to be bigger and bolder, we have begun to ignite groundbreaking programs and initiatives that push us beyond anything we've ever done before as an organization. That is the spirit behind the Zero Peaks Challenge. How many of you are climbing to Kilimanjaro with me in September? Stand on up. For those of you who do not know, there are some people in this room who have taken on the opportunity to raise a lot of money and set their sights on the audacious goal to climb to the summit of Africa to show that anything is possible. To show that we are a bold movement and we are designed to forge unbreakable communities and to achieve what once we felt we couldn't. It's a testament to the mental and emotional resilience it takes to not only face cancer, but to emerge stronger. It mirrors the sheer strength of will, the relentless determination, and the unwavering support that cancer survivors face in their own journey. And I will admit that this is my crazy idea, which is why I am going with them. But it is a testament to the fact that I stood at the top of that mountain 8 years on my own cancerversary and said, I will not let this beat me. And that is what we are doing. We know that no one should face prostate cancer alone. And that's why our caregivers and our care partners are often our unsung heroes in this story, standing beside their loved ones every step of the way. Caregivers, where are you? It's your time to stand. Thank you, thank you. And that is why in the past year we made it our mission to support them better, launching our first ever 0+1 caregiver support retreat in October of last year. And this event brought together caregivers nationwide, offering education, community, resources, and really, quite honest, just the support of people who have been there before. And this is just the beginning of our 0+1 suite of programs, because everyone needs a +1. And for those who don't have one, 0 will be your +1. Some of you know I'm here at Zero after my own cancer journey because of my dad. My dad is not here tonight because he is at home watching my dogs and my 16-year-old son, who really should not be home alone for a week. But all through my life, he has been my +1. He is currently living with prostate cancer. And some of you know that when I was considering joining this team, I called him. And it was important to me that my dad would be okay with me sharing not only my story, but his with people all over the country. So first thing he said was, why would anyone care about my story? Then he asked me, what do I need to do? Do I have to sign up for anything? Let me guess, I'm gonna have to run or walk or ride somewhere. Because for years, he had been doing that alongside me as I wore my pink Survivor shirt. And this time I said, no, Dad, you don't do anything. This time I do it for you. My dad is why being a part of Zero and taking steps forward is very personal to me. Because at Zero, we believe that we can lift each other up. And when we do that, there is no limit to what we can accomplish. Just last week, our Blitz the Barriers announcement marked our boldest step yet, one that our entire transformation journey has been building towards. Blitz the Barriers is the most ambitious and largest prostate cancer initiative in U.S. history. And you're going to hear more about it tomorrow, but it has a bold $20 million funding goal and a commitment to save 100,000 lives in the next 10 years. And I wouldn't be remiss if I was standing here without thanking our first in lead founding partner, our friends at Novartis. Where are you? Their $7.5 million gift is the largest single investment to prostate cancer patient programs in history. Now, this initiative is going to involve a lot of pilots. We're going to be testing things. We're going to be launching this year in Atlanta and Baltimore with some pilots. So Atlanta and Baltimore, raise the roof. And then we will be expanding to 10 other markets over the next couple of years. And I want to also let you know, if you haven't seen the email or things, there's a lot of press that we've been having. We couldn't be more thrilled to have music industry legend, Mr. Matthew Knowles, serving as our global ambassador. Yes, Knowles, that Knowles. And as of this morning, he was also just recently elected as one of the newest members of our board of directors. This is only the beginning, because Blitz the Barriers will allow us to serve over 500,000 people with educational programs, screening, and services for patients. It will change the conversation about prostate cancer with messaging and awareness to reach over 25 million people. It will engage and educate at least 10,000 at-risk individuals annually through our community outreach and partnerships. It will drive screening at Zero-sponsored programs for 3,000 at-risk individuals per community each year. It will launch a 24/7 support tool for immediate assistance. So for those of you who look in that portal at 7 p.m. on a Friday and go, I don't have anybody to talk to until my doctor shows up on Monday, we are here for you. We will sponsor and pilot prostate cancer-specific patient navigation, and we will recruit, train, engage, and deploy more community-based mission volunteers than Zero has ever seen. I stood before you a year ago, and I said that my dream was a world when someone diagnosed with prostate cancer would receive a call from Zero within 48 hours, asking, I'm so sorry you're here. How can we help? Guess what, y'all? It's happening. That will be piloted in our communities, and we are going to see what happens when we reach people earlier and where they are, and they don't have to wait to find us. This is what transformation looks like. This is what it means to be bold and bigger. And it is because of your commitment that we build on the shoulders of your passion and dedication. It is your voices that fuel this power. Your stories are transformational, they are inspiring, and they are who Zero is. This is why we are all bold for blue. As our mission impact quickly expands to reach more people, we knew that it was critical to better define our mission, to outline our values and what we stood for, and to think about our vision for the future, elevating the way that we speak about the outstanding work we all do together. I'd like to introduce you to Zero Prostate Cancer's new mission, vision, and values.
The impact of prostate cancer can't be measured in numbers alone. It's not just lives lost. It's all the life moments that could have been. For every man lost to prostate cancer, a boy grows up without fishing stories. A bride walks down the aisle by herself. There's a wife alone in her golden years. There's an empty place no one can fill. When prostate cancer claims a life, it leaves a hole in the family, in the community, and the ripples carry forward in the lives of all who survive them. When we look back, the what-ifs are the worst part, because prostate cancer is one of the most treatable forms of cancer if diagnosed early. Since 1996, Zero Prostate Cancer has been committed to standing up for people and families impacted by prostate cancer. Our mission is to improve and save lives from prostate cancer through advocacy, awareness, education, and support. We work toward a future where prostate cancer detection is early, support is unwavering, and care is accessible to all. It's a lofty goal, and one that demands great things of us. We need the ambition to push for transformation and excellence, the courage to make hard choices and stand up to inequity, the empathy to understand and be present with patients and their caregivers, openness to include everyone impacted by prostate cancer, whether patient, survivor, caregiver, partner, or ally, and integrity in everything we do for the sake of our shared commitment and the success of our mission. Zero Prostate Cancer exists to save lives, the lives of those at risk or diagnosed with prostate cancer, because of all those who love them. Zero stigma, zero barriers, zero prostate cancer.
Zero stigma, zero barriers. Let me repeat something for you. We are here to improve and save lives from prostate cancer through advocacy, awareness, education, and support. Before I do anything, I just want to thank the many people in the room who helped to get to this point. There were lots of conversations and focus groups and feedback and back to the drawing boards. And we're going to do that with our core values. Ambition. We are going to do things that people say can't be done. We are going to do the things that people think we can't. We are going to lead in everything we do. We're going to do it with courage because this cause and this community demands nothing but the best. It also demands that we speak for those who can't or won't speak for themselves, and we will say the things that need to be said. We will also do it with empathy because no one should face prostate cancer alone, and support is a key part of who we've always been, and we will never lose that. We will do it with inclusion because prostate cancer affects everyone, and we will do it in communities with people that they see and recognize and trust, knowing that in order to do the work in communities, people have to recognize themselves in the volunteers, the staff, and the leadership of this organization. And we will do it with integrity. We will be honest about what we are doing. We will be transparent when it's going well and when it's not. And we will abide by high-level standards that we will always communicate to others. Yes, that's what we do. But the vision is where I'm excited. It's where we're going. It's a vision and a future where prostate cancer detection is early, support is unwavering, and care is accessible to all. Not some, all. Not just people who look like my dad, all. Not just the people who live in great places with fancy hospitals, all. Not just the people who can afford it, it is for all. Everyone, everywhere. That is where we are going. And that is what I am so excited to share with all of you. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow and as we're on the Hill on Tuesday and throughout the coming year. But again, thank you, because what we are doing is not possible without each and every one of you. Oh, I gotta go do the awards. Okay.
Thank you, Courtney. And might I also add, this is also what incredible transformational leadership looks like. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite the Vice Chair of our Board of Directors, Dan Perkins, to the stage to help us present the awards for tonight. Okay, it's time to celebrate our top individual fundraisers. These individuals use their creativity and magic to fundraise their own way through Zero's tools, and each of them were able to surprise themselves on just what they were able to accomplish. First, here's a little bit about Larry Langmore.
When Larry Langmore lost his best friend to prostate cancer, he never expected he'd be diagnosed with advanced stage cancer. Inspired by his daughter Katie, signing up their team We Ride for the 40-mile Eastern Trail Maine Lighthouse Bike Tour, he turned their ride into an opportunity to raise awareness and resources for Zero. In 2023, Larry started with a goal of $1,500 and raised 10 times that amount. And this year, Larry raised close to $30,000.
Please welcome to the stage top individual fundraiser, Larry Langmore. And we'd like to welcome Larry to say a few words. Okay.
Thank you. But before I start, I'd like to give a PSA announcement. And I don't mean prostate-specific antigen announcement. What I mean to say is a public service announcement for you also can have one of these very special badges that says Team A We Ride. There's limited edition, thanks to my marketing manager, Katie here. And on the back, should you accept the gift, there's a donation suggested on the back, donation QR code, which happens to go to Zero Prostate Cancer. And there's also Larry's video, which is a wonderful video produced by Bayer. And you can see that video if you click right here. So they're going quickly. I encourage you to reach out to Katie and I and get those badges. And they go to a good cause also. So last year, I and Team A We Ride were honored to stand in front of you and received a Bold for Blue award for my We fundraising contribution of $15,000. Well, this year, we were a wee bit more bold for the cause, doubling our impact and raising $30,000 to my generous friends. On this stage last year, I told you how important setting bold goals and constantly giving back were to navigating the shared journey we are all on, fighting prostate cancer. This year, I want to add 2 other critical values that have helped me navigate my personal fight against prostate cancer. Having a positive attitude towards life and relying on the support of a large network of friends that have supported me, many for over 70 years. Family support goes without saying. Thank you, Katie. So tonight, I will focus on those longtime friends. If I were to tell you all the stories of friends who have supported me over the years, we would miss our Tuesday appointments with our senators and representatives, which would not make Allie happy. So let me focus on just one. Collectively, this longtime network of camp, fraternity, school, and work friends have donated almost $23,000 to Zero this year alone. I would say that they have raised the bar in giving back as a result of the strong bonds we have formed over the many years. One of my longtime friends may seem a bit weird, but it has enabled me to establish strong bonds and understand the importance of maintaining a positive attitude when faced with challenges. That friend is my trumpet, which I first picked up in 5th grade many, many years ago. After a 57-year rest, I pulled it out of the attic and began playing shortly after I received my prostate cancer diagnosis. I was fortunate to find an incredible community band group, the Maine Pops Concert Band. I have now played in over 10 performances and started the Harbor Brass Quintet, and have once again proven how a positive attitude and a wee bit of hard work can expand your support network. Many of these trumpet friends have been a part of my longtime friend network, including Bill, a grade school band, camp, and fraternity companion who I played taps with while we were young campers in Maine, and recently repeated our echo taps across Camp's Panther Pond. Another longtime friend was my largest donor this year, whose brother was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer. Rick and I were grade school classmates, camp band members, and have now both been impacted by prostate cancer. Thank you, Bill and Rick. Each unique door we open on our journey offers new opportunities to fight prostate cancer. Be bold in finding and embracing what's behind those doors with the best attitude you can muster. It will pay off. So why was this old friend network my largest contributor? Because throughout our lives, we all set common bold goals and always knew how important giving back to honor our mutual respect for each other would be someday. Before I thank Zero, I want to give a shout out to Rebecca Cowens Alvarado of Bayer, who got me involved. She and her team got me involved in the prostate cancer awareness video, which if you get one of these badges, you will have the QR code, which will take you directly to that video. And it's now been viewed by almost 300,000 people worldwide. So we talk about awareness, that was critical. So thank you, Rebecca. And also Dr. Chuck Ryan, who 1 year ago, outside of Senator Collins' office, sent me on my successful radiation therapy journey, which connected me with my current radiation oncologist, Dr. Whitney Beeler, who enthusiastically joined Team We Ride for our 62-mile fundraiser. Thank you, Rebecca, Chuck, and Whitney. But finally, thank you, Zero, for helping me reestablish those strong bonds with my lifelong friends and supporters, as together we continued to fight to zero out prostate cancer. Thank you.
And now, I'd like you to meet Leo Nunez. Let's take a look.
Two years ago, Leo Nunez heard the words no one wants to hear. He had prostate cancer, which was a shock as his PSA test was just an ordinary test, and he had no symptoms. He went searching for support and resources and found zero. Leo decided to spend Prostate Cancer Awareness Month climbing up the Manitou Incline each day in September. He raised over $15,000 during the month of September by each and every morning getting up and climbing 2,000 feet.
Please welcome top individual fundraiser, Leo Nunez. Leo.
Okay, so this is gonna be really hard because I'm at heart an introvert, so this is like very uncomfortable with me. So I wrote some stuff down. but I'm probably going to end up going off script. So truly though, this truly is an honor. I'm so humbled to be here tonight. And really, I want to actually recognize all the people in the room, the heroes in the room, the survivors, the advocates, the caregivers. You're the ones that make this movement what it is. This fight is not one that we fight alone. It also means a lot to me tonight to be here joined by actually my physician, Dr. C.G. Perikidal. He's the best urologist a patient could ever have. He's the best urologist a patient could ever have. I told you I'm nervous. He's got small hands, little fingers. Just kidding. And also, I'm also very honored to be joined by my friend, comedian, and also fellow survivor, Ron Feingold. We actually almost killed Ron. He joined me on the incline one day. He comes from sea level. Not a good idea. The air up there is really thin, and it does take your toll. So it's no joke. But I also have to thank Zero, and especially Zero's extraordinaire CEO, Courtney. Last year, it was not only her first summit, but it was also my first summit. And it was here when Courtney stood up here, and her tenacity, her passion, her fire, as she told us what we already knew and we already felt, that she was pissed that, she was pissed that prostate cancer was not getting the awareness it deserves. And she told us she needed us to be louder and bolder than we ever had been before. And it was from that a catchphrase was born: be loud, be bold, and be blue. Blue. So, Courtney, thank you for being the leader that you are. We're going to move mountains together, and in September, we're going to summit one together. So we're doing Kilimanjaro. And also, though, thanks to the other members here that are, I think Eric, you're in the back, who's also climbing Kilimanjaro with us. Please stand up. I also want to recognize last year's winners of the Bold of Blue Awards, Larry and Katie Langmore, again, 2-time winners, amazing. And Scott and Katie Freitag. Scott, your journey, you inspired me. The fact that you cycled 11,000 miles around the country while battling cancer was absolutely inspiring, and it showed me I had to do more, right? I had to push myself and really challenge myself. Now, I am not a cyclist. I'm not an athlete. The last time I checked into Planet Fitness was actually, I think, September of 2022. But I still said I got to do something, right? And so that's why I decided, what the heck? And so it was actually here at Summit that a half-cocked idea popped in my head saying, you know what? What about climbing the Manitou Incline? It's just the world's second most challenging tourist attraction in the world. And I'm going to do that every single day in the month of September. Why not, And so, yeah, that's how that was born. And to raise awareness and donations. It was not always fun. It was not easy. Especially sometimes on just a few hours of sleep. The alarm was going off every day at 3:30 in the morning so I can get out there and get on the climb. But luckily, I wasn't there alone. There's a huge group of regulars that do that incline on a very consistent basis. That they were always there cheering me on and supporting me and going, what day is it, man? How many you're on? What is this? How many days in a row? Even they take breaks. And they're going, dude, you're nuts. It's like, man, you can't do leg day every single day. And then also the Colorado Springs community was there to support me as well. And also just the tourists that were just checking something off on their bucket list because the incline is tough. And so a lot of people come to do the incline just to check it off their list and just do it once. And so without them cheering me on and listening to and it gave me the chance also for them to listen to my story. And also too, they donated, which was the best part, just for me going up and down. I'd also like to thank Mayor Yemi Mobolade. He's the mayor of Colorado Springs, for issuing the first ever mayoral proclamation making September Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in the city of Colorado Springs. Also want to thank Governor Jared Polis as well. He issued a proclamation last year as well for the state of Colorado, bringing more awareness to prostate cancer to Coloradans everywhere. It will not be the last time that they issue those proclamations. They're going to do it again this year. I'll make sure of that. Of course, you can't do this without family, right? And so to my mother, my father, my sister, and my extended family, even though most of them are miles and miles away from us in Colorado Springs, I could not be here today without their support and their love and their encouragement as I go through this journey. But one person deserves the biggest recognition tonight. My partner in blue, my wife, Brandy. You've been my rock, my constant, and your unwavering support. Even though most of the men here who go through prostate cancer, sometimes we're not the best kind of dudes to hang around with. We're pretty much Debbie Downers a lot. But she stood by me when that alarm was going off every single morning at 3:30 in the morning, and waking up the dogs and all that. She put up with it, and she was there to make sure that I had what I needed to stay healthy and strong and to be fed, so that way I can keep going day after day after day. Even though my body, my ankles, my knees, my joints, my bones, my muscles were all telling me, dude, stop. It's enough now. So even though when I was completely off my rocker, you still stood by me. And also we hold this thing called No Cancer November Casino Night fundraiser. And she is the heart of that happens every year. She took it from being just a thing that we put together in a refurbished garage into a large event that now this past year raised over $10,000 to be donated to that we split between Zero and also women's gynecological cancer. So it supports both men and women's cancer. That would not be possible without you. Prostate cancer takes a toll on all of us, on all of those diagnosed. But caregivers are the true unsung heroes of this fight. Brandy, I appreciate you. I'm blessed and grateful that I have you in my life every day. And above all, I love you more than words can say. In closing, I want to share with you tonight something that has guided me through this journey. It's a quote from Tony Robbins. I know, Tony Robbins. And it's, life happens for you, not to you. When I was diagnosed in August of 2022, I didn't see it that way. I felt lost. I was scared, angry, and uncertain of my future. But I realized prostate cancer didn't happen to me. It happened for me. It gave me purpose. It gave me a mission. And it gave me all of you. Being here at Summit, this is where I belong. This is where we all belong, this community. And, it comes to home for me because I was born in DC, but my parents moved away when I was 2 years old. Last year was the first time I'd been back to DC since that time, and it was to come to Summit. So this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So let's keep climbing, especially Kilimanjaro, Courtney, because the fight's far from over, and I promise you that I'm just getting started. So be loud, be bold, be blue. Thank you.
For our final individual fundraiser award, here's Jody Pitchock French.
Jody Pitchock French's life was shattered in September of 2022. Her husband, Chris, after a short battle with prostate cancer, succumbed to the disease at the age of 56. In honor of Chris's memory, Jody joined hands with Zero and created a fundraiser for the past 2 years honoring Chris's legacy and his brave fight against prostate cancer. She has raised over $30,000 to date. Her hope is a future where prostate cancer is a thing of the past.
Please welcome Jody Pitchock French.
Okay, I didn't bike, I didn't hike, I didn't run. All I did was send emails, text messages, and ask people to raise money in my husband's honor. For those of you, I don't want to repeat my story from last year, but there's a lot of new people here. But Chris, it was 1 week after his 56th birthday. He was a healthy guy, a runner, lifted every other day. He was an attorney, realized life was too short, retired, and wanted to teach. So he went to Penn State and taught at the law school. We went to play tennis because I wanted to be the next Venus Williams. And we thought he pulled a muscle. That is how we found his cancer, because it started in the hip. And we found that at the time, it had already metastasized and it was in the bones. 10 months later, he had passed. 6 months into his treatment, we ran out of options. We had to go out of country to get treatment because we didn't have the access here in the United States. So if you've seen, how many football fans do we have here during the college playoffs, and you're seeing the NFL, you see all the commercials now during the football game for Pluvictus. That was one of the treatments we had to go to Austria for at the time that we now do have. And I was really happy to see the amount of times, the amount of people that reached out to me and said, hey, have you seen that commercial? That it is that Pluvictus, and that is one of the medicines. Now there's another medicine we still aren't able to get here that we have to continue to work for. So I found Zero. It has given me a safe haven. I found some new besties within Karen and in Jen who have helped give me guidance, especially with Karen, giving me guidance with some helping me to guide because she has a very similar story. So for me, Zero has given me a new purpose. It's giving me purpose in life because I didn't know what my purpose was after I lost Chris. And then Courtney, the fact that the awareness, I wish I knew that my husband's father had prostate cancer. I still challenge myself with not going down that hole. So I wish I knew then what I know now. So the awareness, and we've got to just keep talking and sharing your story. And don't be afraid to talk. I talk to men on airplanes. I'm in the mining industry. I'm heading to a conference in Toronto. I talk to men at mining conferences about their PSAs. I have men emailing me their PSA scores. So just any opportunity to help educate, please do so, and don't be bashful about it. So thank you. And then Zero, thank you for giving me a community that I wish I didn't have to find, but I am so grateful that I found it. So thank you.
Yeah. Another round of applause for all of the individual givers. Thank you for that work. And now it's time for a very special award, and it's an award that spotlights hope within our community. The Edward C. Capps Hope Award, named for one of Us Two's original founders, is given to a person who was dedicated to serving and giving hope to prostate cancer survivors and their families. For this year's award, we could think of no more deserving person than Daryl Wilson.
Daryl Wilson exemplifies the true spirit of leadership and compassion in the prostate cancer community. With remarkable dedication, Daryl orchestrates monthly meetings, ensuring no one faces their cancer journey alone, making every member feel valued and supported. Whether through timely meeting reminders, sharing crucial information, or being available for one-on-one conversation, Daryl's presence is a constant source of comfort. Drawing from his personal journey, Daryl offers more than just support. He provides hope through example. His keen understanding of medical advancements, combined with his ability to explain complex information in accessible terms, empowers members to make informed decisions about their care. And he is a tireless advocate for prostate cancer awareness, a compassionate friend who always makes time for others, a dedicated leader who ensures no questions go unanswered. Darrell Wilson's selfless dedication to helping others navigate their prostate cancer journey makes him truly deserving of the Edward C. Capps Hope Award.
Darrell Wilson.
I wrote mine down too, but it's in very large font. Okay? I'd like to start by thanking those who recommended me for this award, and I must remember to pay them. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Zero and the selection committee for choosing me from among so many deserving peers. A special thanks to Gloria, my wife, who refused to come on stage. She supports me along the way. She's my rock. She's also my barber. She's been with me as constant support. Thank you. During my time with Zero, I've had the privilege of meeting countless inspirational men and women who tirelessly dedicate themselves to the cause. Their hard work and determination have been truly motivating. I know that I am just one of among many who have received and will continue to receive the Hope Award. And I'm honored to be in such an esteemed company. Let's continue to spread hope, because early detection does save lives. Treatments are advancing. I personally am on medications and treatments that weren't even available when I was diagnosed in 2009. And no one should face this journey alone. Together we can make a difference. Thank you.
I now have the privilege of presenting this year's Zero Health Equity Award. This award recognizes a person committed to reducing disparities in prostate cancer. Tonight's recipient of the Zero Health Equity Award is Dr. Ya Niami.
The Zero Health Equity Award recognizes individuals who have made a significant contribution to eliminating prostate cancer disparities and achieving health equity. This year we honor Dr. Ya Niami, MD, MS, MBA. He is a surgeon, researcher, educator, and patient advocate who specializes in urologic oncology and general urology. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Urology at Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center, University of Washington School of Medicine, and the vice chair of the American Cancer Society National Prostate Cancer Roundtable. Dr. Niami has a research interest in healthcare disparities in urologic cancers, with a focus on using patient-centered approaches to build translational health services and molecular and clinical solutions to health inequities in prostate cancer and other urologic malignancies.
Dr. Niami's not able to make it this evening. We want to give him this award so we can share some applause, and we'll get his award to him as we move forward.
And for our final awards of the evening, I'd like to introduce you to our top corporate fundraisers. As we play your videos, I ask that representatives come up to the stage. First up, we have Rebecca Cohens Alvarado and her team at Bayer. Let's take a look.
We can always count on Bayer to go above and beyond when it comes to supporting the needs of prostate cancer patients and their families. Bayer was the top fundraising team among all of our national Run Walk sponsors in 2024, raising over $52,000 total across all events. Their Prostate Singing Assassins Battle of the Brands competition brought down the house, challenging teammates to perform a karaoke song of their choice. This creative fundraiser brought in over $7,000.
Please welcome Rebecca Cohens Alvarado and the team at Bayer.
Oh, photo. Sorry, Awesome. Well, first, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my dream team who is sharing the stage with me right now. You know, it's really thanks to the teamwork and collaboration that we were able to accomplish this amazing feat. I would also love to take the opportunity to thank the Bayer organization for coming together and helping us achieve this amazing award for the 4th year in a row. At Bayer, our company's vision has always been health for all and hunger for none. And it is this exact philosophy that has continued to motivate us to support amazing organizations such as Zero Prostate Cancer, whose mission closely aligns with ours. To us, this corporate fundraiser award is not about the amount that we have raised. What it really means to us is the amount of patient lives we will touch, the caregivers we will support, and of course, the prostate cancer communities that we will impact together. The work that you all do here at Zero, whether you are an advocate, a survivor, a patient, whether you hike, bike, run, each and every single one of you guys inspire us each and every single day at Bayer. And we are beyond grateful for your opportunity for us to be part of this amazing cause. Thank you for this incredible honor, and we look forward to continuing our support and making bolder steps for Zero Prostate Cancer. Thank you.
Next, we have Sherry May Rogers and her team from Pfizer Oncology. Let's take a look.
Pfizer's longtime support of Zero's mission has made a huge impact on providing resources and support for patients and their families, raising over $27,000 for the 2024 Run Walk Series. Team Pfizer's participation in the Run Walk season is a testament to their dedication. Pfizer had 279 participants across all events, with the highest number of participants among all of our national Run Walk sponsors.
Please welcome Sherry May Rogers from Pfizer Oncology and the team from Pfizer Oncology.
Hi, everybody. I am so inspired by the people in this room. 10 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I'm sorry. He was diagnosed in 2009. This year, it will be 10 years since he passed away. And somebody mentioned about, how, you find your purpose. And that was a defining moment for me. And I am so fortunate to be able to work for Pfizer with these amazing colleagues. And as you saw, a lot more colleagues, 279 that showed up across the nation at the 27 different locations, 35 locations where Zero hosted run walks. At Pfizer, we are deeply committed to putting patients first. And we want to ensure that, every decision, every resource, every initiative is designed to create the best possible experience and outcomes for all of you and for all patients with prostate cancer and for those who love them. We believe that respect, compassion, and empowerment are at the heart of quality care. And that's why we are so proud to partner with Zero Prostate Cancer. And I really just wanted to thank Courtney, thank all of our colleagues. It was a really fun run walk series last year. And I wanted to do a few call outs. We had 35 team captains across the country who recruited all of their colleagues in their respected geographies. We were lucky enough to have Julie with us today. And Julie worked tirelessly with all of our different sites across the country, La Jolla, where we have research, New York headquarters, and Hudson Yards, and so many more, to ensure that every colleague knew not just about the Run Walk series, but about Zero Prostate Cancer. We have 90,000 colleagues that work at Pfizer. There's a lot of men that work for Pfizer. The mission at Zero, we're able to bring that to our own colleagues as well and save lives. So thank you, Courtney, and thank you, team. They're amazing, and they showed up in great spirit with lots of blue tutus too that look like princesses like Victoria. So thank you.
And for our last corporate top fundraiser, we have Baird. Let's take a look.
Since 2017, Baird has teamed up with Zero for our Grow and Give campaign. Team Novembeard's organizing members, their Beard of Directors, have a personal connection to prostate cancer and have worked together to grow awareness and funds. Every year, their Beardos, many of which share a similar connection, join the fundraising efforts. Team Captain Warren Macy made sure to keep his team motivated, all the while putting some fun into the fundraising efforts of his coworkers, raising over $25,000 in 2024 for Zero.
Representatives from Baird were unable to be here tonight, but let's give them a round of applause. And we are actually not done yet. We have more awards to give. Just wanted to make sure you're paying attention. It's time now to pay tribute to some of our top team fundraisers. As we introduce your video, I'd like to invite team representatives to join me on stage. First up, Forsberg 40. Let's take a look.
the Forsberg 40 does it again. Yes, they are the largest 2024 run-walk team with 301 participants. This powerhouse team goes above and beyond as the top fundraising team for the Harrisburg Run Walk. Since 2012, Pat Forsberg and the Forsberg 40 have been an incredible force, raising over $20,000 in 2024 and over $180,000 since joining Zero's mission.
And Pat Forsberg, the team captain of Forsberg 40, was unable to be here tonight, but Pat is already raising funds to ensure that he will be here again next year at the Bolt for Blue Awards. Let's give the Forsberg 40 another round of applause. And next up, we have This One's for Terry. Let's take a look.
Team This One's for Terry, the largest team from our South Florida Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk, is led by Susie Schlernitauer. After her brother Terry's diagnosis, Susie promised him she'd do everything she could to fight the disease. Year after year, Susie works tirelessly, recruiting teams, fundraising, and organizing the event. She fights for other patients as well, in honor of her brother Terry, and won't stop until there's an end to the disease. Since 2018, they have raised over $125,000.
Please welcome Susie to the stage on behalf of This One's for Terry.
Well, I see Zero finally got the message and made something that I can't break. This one's for Terry. Started out for Terry. This one's still for Terry. But it's also still for the other men that sit in this room and my replacement brothers that came behind him. I'm thankful to Zero for not only the platform, but the voice and an opportunity to make a difference for every single one of you men that still sit here. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you, Susie. And finally, I'd like to introduce you to Patrick Murley. Let's take a look.
Patrick Murley is captain of Team You Got This in the Charlotte Run Walk. Patrick was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2021 and found Zero in his search to raise awareness and support for others facing the disease. Patrick moved to Charleston, South Carolina in 2024 and joined the committee of the Low Country Open Fishing Tournament, which benefits Zero. This year, with the support of his family, friends, and the tournament committee, Team You Got This raised more than $20,000 to support Zero's mission and ensure no one fights alone.
Please welcome Patrick Murley from Team You Got This.
Well, to start off, this is really a surprise for me because when I started this, I didn't expect this at all. And I couldn't start this conversation without telling y'all where the team name came from, You Got This, when I had to explain to my two daughters that I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, my youngest said, "You got this, Daddy." So that's where that name came from. My thoughts and fight came from being alone. I'm not going to get into all the personal things with it because it's just not pertinent to this conversation. But I was alone, and I thought to myself, there's no way on God's green earth that anybody needs to do this alone. So I made it a mission for myself to make sure that nobody else went through what I had to go through. Oh, before I forget, in the light of SNL 50, I need more cowbell. Had to do it. If you love SNL, you know what I'm talking about. But let's lighten up the conversation a little bit, and cowbell's always the way to go. So, going through it, and when I was told I had a PSA of 38, I was like, man, that's awesome. That's not too good? It's not too good at all. So, I sought some help, and I can't help but give thanks to the outstanding staff at MUSC in Charleston, South Carolina, Dr. Dinchman, Dr. Hindi in radiology. Just to let you know, my Gleason scores were all of a 8 or 9. So if any of you know any about prostate cancer, it's not too good. I was diagnosed at the age of 50. So, yeah, I made sure that I told all my friends, acquaintances, and coworkers, get your PSA checked. Your doctors, your insurance people will try to fight you. Don't. You are in charge of your own health. Let them know I am getting my PSA checked. What's it going to cost? $100-something, $200? Who cares? My doctor bill, I don't even want to talk about it. If my PSA was checked before I was 50. And hereditary blood testing now is off the charts. So back to where I get to zero, I was looking for a way to make a difference. I found zero, and I think it was 23. We started the run walk in Charlotte. As the video said, I moved to Charleston. In 24, I joined the Low Country Open to raise money for prostate cancer. And I also participated back in 24 with the run walk in Charlotte, where I started. So coming up in 24, anybody local to South Carolina here? Any South Carolina people? Whew. Hey, how are you? Well, anyways, if you ever come down to South Carolina, June 14th, if you're a survivor, I have just recently bought a boat. I will take you out. So, I thank you to Zero and this tremendous outing we have here tonight. I couldn't be more honored to accept this award for myself and for everybody who has fought and those who have fought and not made it here. This is an honor of you all too. There's one thing about cancer, Jim Valvano said it, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Because if you just gotta keep fighting. Stephen A. Smith also said, if you get tired of fighting, let somebody else do it for you. So, tremendous words that didn't mean much back when I was younger, mean the world now. Just, you gotta fight. If you just got to. It's a sad statistic that I think it is, correct me if I'm wrong, 1 out of 8 males are diagnosed with prostate cancer. And the other sad part, which I experienced part of that myself, and I think whoever you want to thank above, 1 out of 7 men commit suicide. I went through it with the ADT therapy, which is, if you've been through it, you know, it's not pleasant. So there is help, and Zero is a great part of that. And they're here. I am so glad I found them, and my goal is to make sure people don't have to look for them like I did. So, and going forward, cancer does not know any prejudice, does not know any sexism. And gentlemen, you need to step it up. We need to step it up. If any of you all have attended a breast cancer awareness rally, women, you got it. You are doing it. I'm telling you right now. It's amazing what they do. And I have too many friends that are exposed to breast cancer, and they come together. And that's what we need to do. So kudos to y'all. And I got to mention this, going through ADT therapy, women, I don't know how y'all deal with the hot flash. God almighty. Praise the Lord. Thank you.
All right, thank you. How about another round of applause for all of our amazing fundraisers? And now I'd like to welcome our Vice President of Government Relations and Advocacy, Allie Manson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Allie, and you will get to spend a lot of time with me tomorrow for the Advocacy Summit, but I wanted to take just a moment tonight to talk about our Summit Leaders Program. This is the first year of the Summit Leaders Program. It's an elite group of advocates who spent the past few months taking a really deep dive into prostate cancer policy and advocacy tools so that they are prepared to make an even bigger difference. They are dedicated individuals who represent the future backbone of our prostate cancer advocacy efforts. And I would like to introduce you to the inaugural class of the Zero Summit Leaders Program. When I call your name, please stand at your seat. Beth Bridges, David McElhaney, Katie Freitag, Scott Freitag, Derek Holloway, Mallory Jones, Paul Lewandowski, Eric Morrow, Brandy Nunes, Leo Nunes, Amber Rich, Dan Tresh, and Daryl Wilson. Tomorrow you'll have the opportunity to see all these people in action. So please ask them questions, ask them how you can get more involved, all the things. They are your Summit leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie, and thank you to all of our Summit leaders. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Summit Leaders Program yourself, please visit our website or have a few words with Allie or with Hal for more information. Before we wrap the evening up, we want to shift our gears a bit for Bold for Blue for our candlelight ceremony. This is a time when we honor our entire prostate cancer community, including those whom we've lost. For those of you in the room tonight, you have blue glow sticks that you can crack right now. There we go. It's a pretty composed rave right now that we're having. We've also made signs available for you to write down the name of the person that you are honoring tonight at each table. As we call our attention and connection to prostate cancer, we'd love for you to stand or hold up your light or paper for honoring your loved one. Let's begin with prostate cancer patients and survivors. Please stand. Nice. If you have a loved one who is along the prostate cancer journey, please stand. If you are here to pay tribute to a loved one you've lost to the disease, please stand with our community and raise your light. Now let's take an additional moment of silence for all who have been impacted by prostate cancer.
Tonight, we stand together, bold for blue. Thank you to all of you for being a part of a candlelight ceremony this evening. Let's give a warm round of applause for everyone in this room tonight and for those who are in our hearts.
Thank you again for coming out to this year's Bold for Blue Awards ceremony. And before you head out, we'd like to remind you to join us tomorrow morning right here for our 2025 Advocacy Summit. Breakfast begins at 7 a.m. and we'll get started with our program beginning at 8:30.
Thank you all. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.